E aí, gente, mais um vídeo aqui de Help Wanted. Vamos pro nosso último vídeo aqui. Vamos enfrentar o Glitchtrap nesse vídeo. Vamos fazer a última fase. Vamos fazer a festa da pizza. E eu vou enfrentar o Glitchtrap, juntando as 16 fitas, ó. Deixa eu mostrar pra vocês. Deixa eu contar um negócio que aconteceu. Eu tive que reiniciar o jogo inteiro porque eu sou burro. Basicamente eu entrei na fase de festa da pizza. Eu tava gravando. Isso aqui é minha segunda tentativa de gravar. E tava tudo escuro. Aí eu pensei, meu Deus, eu acho que o jogo bugou. Só que o jogo não bugou. Eu só esqueci de ligar a lanterna na fase. Ai, cara, inteligência. Eu desinstalei, instalei o jogo de novo. Refiz todas as fases. Ai, porque eu sou burro e esqueci de ligar a lanterna. Aí, gente, aqui ó, tá 8. A gente já tá com 12 fitas, faltam 4. E nesse vídeo a gente vai enfrentar esse bicho aqui. Ué, ele não tá aqui atrás. A gente vai enfrentar o Glitchtrap. Resumidamente, vamos... Ele tá aqui do meu lado, né? Ele tá me cheirando aqui. Deixa eu mostrar ele. Não tá aqui. Vamos lá, então. Vamos enfrentar o... Vamos procurar, vai. Não posso me atrasar. Vamos lá. Aí, ó. Lanterna R2. Eu sou muito burro, cara. Teleporte no triângulo e não me atrasar pra festa da pizza. Beleza, bora. Tá bom, começou. Vamos lá. Vamos ver qual porta. Eu vou escolher essa aqui. Eu vou... Tá, calma. Vou escolher essa aqui. Eu não gosto desse labirinto. Ai, a Mango. Ela vai sumir, né? Isso. Vamos pegar aquela porta. Dá pra entrar aqui? Não dá. Vamos entrar ali. Se eu não me engano, tem alguma... Olha o Glitchtrap me olhando. Eu voltei pra cá. Vamos pegar aqui. Olá. Vamos pegar aquela ali. Cara, eu não simplesmente... Meu Deus do céu, tamanho desse corredor. Vou na terceira. Cara, eu não sei, velho. Eu vou indo. Ai, meu Deus, cara, é muita coisa. Eu vou nessa aqui. Ai, a Chica. Vou nessa aqui. Ai, meu Deus, a Puppet. E o Balloon Boy? Vou na segunda aqui. Ai, agora abriu. Eu tô no escritório do FNAF 3. Gente, eu acho que eu tô indo certo. É por aqui, é por aqui. Eu tenho que olhar pra cima, né? Isso. Cheguei na festa, mano, eu acho. Cheguei. Aí, mano, eu terminei, velho. Deixa eu comer bolo. E agora? Aí a fita. Ó o Glitchtrap. Oi. Tudo bom? Não. Eu não quero. Tá, eu tenho que ir pra lá, né? Mas não tem que abrir a cortina lá? Mano, olha que lindo, velho. As coisinhas do FNAF 1. Agora, velho. É ali, né, que eu termino o jogo, né? Vamos lá, vamos terminar o jogo. É isso, gente.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Fazbear Entertainment would like you to put your hands together.
Eu virei o Freddy.
The only.
Ih, bugou o áudio. Aí, ó, virou o Freddy, mano. Nossa, eu amo essa música. Tan, 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 tan. Acabamos. Quer dizer, a gente terminou com o final ruim, né? Agora bora fazer os outros. Vamos... Eu acho que eu tenho que ir atrás das fitas, né? Eu tenho que pegar todas as fitas e eu acho que... enfrentar o Glitchtrap de novo, eu acho que é isso. Então, bora lá. Antes de eu ir... Olha isso aqui, velho. Eu virei o Fredão mesmo.
Mano,
que louco, velho.
Congratulations on completing the Freddy Fazbear virtual experience. You did an amazing job.
E o bicho lá
you might be wondering if you missed anything, or if there's anything left to see. So just take my word for it, you didn't miss anything, and there's nothing left to see. We're looking forward to a fresh start with you, now that we've all had a good laugh at these tall tales, and now that you realize that Fazbear Entertainment is a safe, family-friendly brand with no skeletons in our closet. So goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the toy aisle. Bye
Ah,
bye.
é! Eu ganhei
Bye
uma
bye.
Exotic Butters.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Vamos lá ver. Eu quero pegar minha Exotic Butters. Mano, que louco, velho. Eu terminei mais um FNAF. Quer dizer, não terminei ainda 100%, mas bora lá pegar meu prêmio. Deixa eu desligar essa luz. Bora lá pegar minhas manteigas exóticas. Ah, eu entrei no museu. Eu sou muito idiota. Calma, eu posso entrar no museu depois. Vamos deixar o museu para outro vídeo. Aí, tipo, quando eu fazer a edição de Halloween. Cadê? Aqui. Cadê minhas manteigas exóticas? Ué? Não era pra estar aqui? Não, não entendi agora. Gente, eu vim aqui avisar que eu ia atrás das moedas e das fitas e o Help apareceu aqui. Aí eu não sei, velho. Easter egg aí de novo. Tá, eu vou dar um corte aqui quando eu tiver todas as fitas e todas as moedas. Eu já volto. Tá, então a última fita ela tá no Energy, eu só vou precisar pegar ela na boca do Nightmare Freddy Bear. E daí eu boto aí pra vocês as legendas. Não, eu boto aí as coisinhas aí pra tu ver. Meu Deus, eu não sei explicar. Eu boto as fitas pra vocês lerem. Aí a gente enfrenta o Glitchtrap.
Welcome to Circus
Aqui.
Baby's Entertainment and Rental.
Só esperar o
It has
elevador
been
descer
0
e pronto.
days since last incident. Emergency ventilation repairs may be necessary to reach the boiler room on sub-basement G.
Vai, desce o elevador.
We
Vai, falta
apologize
só
for the
isso.
claustrophobic
Ó,
accommodations
só
of the
preciso
secondary
pegar na boca
service
do
elevator,
Freddy Bear.
but the comfort of the main
Aí, ó.
elevator is well above
Não.
your pay grade.
É,
Now,
não
let's
peguei.
get to work.
É, eu não peguei, mano. Fiquei falando e não peguei, não acredito.
For the claustrophobic
Mas é muito
accommodations of the
inteligente, né? Fiquei
secondary service
falando e não
elevator,
peguei.
but the comfort of the main elevator is well above
Peguei.
your pay
Let's go agora.
grade.
Vou cortar aqui o meu áudio e eu vou ligar pra vocês aí as legendas das fitas. Tem a chance dele estar atrás de você, né? Te olhando, né? Ai, meu Deus do céu. Vamos lá, gente. Vou ligar aqui pra vocês.
Hello? Can you hear me? Don't exit this room, okay? This isn't a mistake. This room isn't a mistake. I had to hide these logs away from the core gameplay files, in a place that only a beta tester would look, and in a place where the files could be protected. I just really, really hope that the next development team finds this before the game is released to the public. This game has some kind of malicious code in it that we haven't been able to fully contain or even understand for that matter. We're over budget and out of time. But that's not the reason that we're shutting down. Listen, I have to keep this short so the file size will be small enough to fly under the radar. There are more. They may not be in order. I saw it for the first time today. There was a character I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it was just bugged out, so I made a note of it and kept playing. But then it was looking in the window, and not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing. I heard a pretty heated conversation this morning between Dale, our manager, and someone else on the line. It really feels like this project is in trouble, in no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a lawsuit, there's no way there isn't. It happened in this building just a few doors down from me. I think it's made worse by the fact that Jeremy tried to tell us something was wrong. But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it. Who could have known that? I have to go. Have you ever heard of a guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office equipment. I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I guess they're more common at businesses that do a lot of graphic design work. I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then, I knew how dangerous it looked. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there. The drawers have been emptied out. Someone was here. I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No, There was plastic on the floor. Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client. I mean, they sent us that stuff in the first place with no explanation, told us to scan it, said it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need to program any pathfinding ourselves. It was a budget thing, I guess. It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow, though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold by itself. Things started changing. But then, he started appearing. At least that's what Jeremy said. I came in early that morning. No one else was there. At least that's what I thought. The supply room was lit. I didn't even notice Jeremy standing in the testing room as I walked past. The supply room was so bright, glowing from all the way down the hall. Jeremy complained of nightmares when he came in this morning. He wasn't talking about it like someone telling a friend about his dreams, though. He was pale, looked like he hadn't eaten in days. He spent an hour talking in Dale's office, but it didn't look like he was given much sympathy. When he came out, he went directly back to the testing room. He doesn't even jump anymore. Nothing scares him. He just stands there like he's talking to someone. Sometimes he rocks from side to side. We were told to leave him alone. I knew I was in line to do the testing next. They'd been prepping me for it. I guess they knew that Jeremy would need to be replaced soon. You can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire someone. They start giving out written warnings for silly things, making sure to build a paper trail and make a case for a firing. Things that normally no one would care about suddenly become grave offenses, all worthy of being written and documented. I guess it works two ways, because it also encourages a person to quit rather than be scrutinized so heavily. I think Jeremy was too far gone to consider that option, though. The thing about it is that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something. They needed to discredit him. There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. I didn't understand. Ink must have spilled. It was only then that I heard a shuffle from the testing room and realized Jeremy must be there. I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well. The front of his shirt looked black in the dark room. He turned his head in my direction, but I don't think he knew I was there. I was told I had 3 days to finish Jeremy's work, but I know it's just passing the time. They don't really expect me to do anything. It's just to keep up appearances until the buyout is complete. We have to look like we have things under control. There's another potential development studio that wants to pick up from here, but who knows what kind of lies they're being fed to convince them to do it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to do my best to see what's here, make notes of it, and try to isolate where this thing is hiding. At least then the next person that tests this will have a chance of getting rid of it. Today was my last day of beta testing, and the anomaly that I've been seeing is nowhere to be found. But after inspecting some of the files, it seems that it's attached itself to these logs. My logs. That can't be an accident. So now I have to make a choice. Do I leave these logs here for you to find, or do I try to purge this thing myself by destroying the logs? I've chosen the latter. I can't delete them. By creating a protected area to store these logs apart from the game, I effectively gave this thing a safe place to hide itself. It's in here now. I may not be able to delete it, but I might be able to do something else now that it's attached itself. I have an idea. They lied to us. They lied to all of us. They told us that the whole point of this VR game was to undo the bad PR done by a rogue indie game developer who supposedly made up a bunch of crazy stories that tarnished the brand. But that's not true at all. In their haste to develop this VR game and clear their name, they sent us some things I don't think they intended us to see, such as a hard drive containing emails between Fazbear Entertainment and a certain indie developer. Fazbear Entertainment hired the game developer. Those indie games were designed to conceal and make light of what happened. This isn't just an attempt to rebrand. It's an elaborate cover-up, a campaign to discredit everything. I ran a fragmentation program on the area of memory that was storing these logs for you. I effectively broke the files into pieces and broke the anomaly along with it. That means that you won't have my warnings to guide you, but hopefully it also means that this anomaly, this virus, or whatever it is, will remain broken and unable to do more damage. Hello. You don't know me. I had created a series of logs for you documenting the troubled development of this VR game that you're now testing, in hopes that you, whoever you are, and whatever team you're with, will abandon development. Now I fear that those logs are being used as a Trojan horse. If you're unable to abandon development, hide all traces of these logs that I've created. I fear that finding them and reassembling them will also reassemble the very thing I've tried so desperately to destroy. There is a way to kill it. It wants to escape through someone plugged into this game. That's you now. You have to let it begin the process of leaving through you. Then use the disconnect switch that I've embedded by the main stage. Let it approach you. Let it begin to merge with you. Play the music and flip the switch. That will cause a hard restart of the game and flush the memory, effectively killing it. I hope. I don't know when it will come for you.
Vocês perceberam, né, que tipo nos áudios, nas 15 primeiras fitas ela fala que precisa separar todas elas pra destruir o bicho. Aí na última fala assim, tem um jeito de matar ele. E tipo, eu lembro nas teorias lá que fala que ele conseguiu, esse bicho aqui, ó, conseguiu se prender na cabeça dela. E agora a gente vai tentar destruir. Quer dizer, ela falou ali pra gente fazer uns negócios e destruir ele. Só que ele vai entrar na nossa cabeça, tipo, e a gente tá controlando a Vanessa aqui. Então meio que, né, um ligamento com o Security Breach. Então bora. Eu tenho que apertar o botão do Showtime, apertar a alavanca e o botão.
There is a way to kill it.
Opa, bora lá. Ai meu Deus, vai. Será que ele vai aparecer agora de primeira já? Ai meu Deus, tá. Vai, joga aquela luz. Acho que foi. Não, não foi. Não, acho que eu morri. É, mano. Ele me comeu. Não. Ai, velho. Eu errei, mano. Eu vou ter que ficar fazendo isso até dar certo. Vamos lá. Eu acho que alguma hora ele para, né? Vamos lá. Eu tenho que passar isso aqui. Oh, help. Tá, gente, eu volto aí quando eu conseguir. Meu Deus. Cara, eu tomei um susto, cara. Tu tá muito perto. Que isso, doido? Mano, eu levei um ataque cardíaco, velho. A mão dele aqui do meu lado, da minha orelha. Eu tomei um susto. Vai. Olha, gente. Ele não quer cooperar, cara. Olha, ele sumiu. Vamos ver se agora vai. Aí, foi. Ó, quando ele começar a jogar umas ondas, a gente aperta. Acho que foi. Não foi, cara. Meu Deus do céu. E agora? Cara, eu acho que eu já sei o que eu tô fazendo de errado. Eu acho que eu tô... É que como eu fui procurar as fitas e as moedas no... com a iluminação no máximo, né, no negócio, eu acho que não dava pra ver as ondas que ele tava jogando em mim. O bicho feio também. Mano, quando ele botou a mão na minha cara, deu um medo. Sem brincadeira, eu levei um sustão, mano.
There is a way to kill it.
Sim, e eu vou matá-lo agora. Quer ver? Meu Deus. Vai, joga as ondas. Ah, mano, não foi de novo. Apertar todos os botões que tem. E rezar. Vamos, aparece. Agora eu tô muito mais determinado de te
There
matar.
is a way to kill it. It wants to escape.
Apertar os dois botões. Mano, eu acho que foi. Nossa, eu acho que eu fui muito rápido. Ah, não acredito. Mano, eu vou te acertar na porrada, velho. Eu não acredito. Mano, o jogo tá me dando tanta chance de fazer isso. Fica com o roxo. 3, 2, 1. Vai. Meu Deus, eu fiz rápido, por favor. Por favor. Ah, meu Deus, eu consegui. Mano, eu consegui. Eu cheguei aqui. Como que olha? Aí, olha na fechadura. Olá. Tudo bom? Show, caramba, eu demorei pra te fazer isso. Tchau, tchau, moço. Ele me trancou aqui. E eu consegui, velho. Eu consegui. Mano, eu demorei, velho, pra conseguir, velho. Ele virou um bichinho agora? Virou. Meu Deus, eu terminei, mano. Eu terminei. Gente, consegui. Aí, próximo vídeo de Help Wanted eu procuro o que a gente faz. Mas eu consegui, mano. Enfrentei o Glitchtrap. Ele possuiu a minha cabeça e ele virou esse bicho. Espero que tenham gostado desse vídeo. Terminamos a série principal, a campanha principal de Help Wanted. Então agora é só o modo do Halloween, que eu não sei porque sumiu a cabeça do Cupcake aqui. Mas é isso, gente. Valeu, falou e fui. E você também, vai embora. Otário.